everybody, Jeff Plateau here. That's the way the cookie crumbles. I'm at a new, unique place in Hattiesburg today with Martha Foose. I'm going to get that name right before this segment's over. This is really exciting. Martha and her husband have a bakery here in Hattiesburg. Tell us the name.
Loblolly Bakery. We're named after the famous pine tree from made the Pine Belt famous on us.
There you go. So that was a question I was going to ask.
Oh, come over there.
You're good. Come on.
That was on town.
So there'll be people passing through. Don't mind them at all. They're just coming to get some great breads. And tell us. So I didn't know anything about what you were really selling. My wife has been here several times to get the sourdough because she tries to bake sourdough and make the sourdough and it just doesn't work out. So tell us exactly what you guys are trying to do here, what your hours are and everything like that.
We specialize mostly in artisan style breads, and so Donald, my husband, he doesn't use much commercial yeast at all. Pretty much everything we do is done off of a starter or a levain, which is where we'll save some of the dough from the night before and use that to ferment the next day's dough. And generally everything that we do ferments for about 24 hours so that we get that really unique depth of flavor that we're looking for. And then he works on this side, the bread side, with his friend Allie and Gannon. And then on this side, in the pastry kitchen, Donald doesn't really like things that are sticky, sweet, or colorful, or tiny. Like me. So our pastry work goes on over there, and we do croissants and danishes. Our big seller is the chocolate croissant. Everybody's using that for it. And the other one that everybody seems to be crazy for is the blackberry humble pies. It's a vanilla shortened crust with fresh fruit that's grown out on Sandy Run Farms right outside of town. Tim Goggins, our buddy, hooks us up with all of our blueberries, all of our blackberries from him. So that's really special and nice. So they're just so sweet and wet candy. We don't even, the only thing we put to flavor those is just vanilla and dough because the fruit is just so great. And then we do muffins and cookies and brownies and
bagels. You mentioned bagels. Coffee, so you got the drinks.
Coffee,
all the
fresh
drinks.
squeezed orange juice. Occasionally we have fresh squeezed blood oranges. It's really nice ones. But we use Valencia oranges. So our orange juice isn't very acidic. It's just like really delicious. And then we also are kind of branching out into doing.
Sorry, y'all.
That's okay. We've just started our lunch program. So we've got coming in a piece of quiche and salad, or we've got a watermelon and feta salad with fresh mint that we're running right now. And we do a special sandwich every day with whatever Donald's bread of the day is. Like we were just talking about.
Yeah, what was that? So today you got
wild rice bread with homemade blackberries, spicy chutney, smoked turkey, provolone, and thinly shaved red.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good flavor combination, I think. So this is the industrial part, and this is the finesse.
Yeah, kind of. Well, I don't know. It takes a lot of finesse to do what he does.
Oh, yeah.
It's like kind of like being married to Uncle Stiltskin. It's like every night he turns straw into gold. It starts with a bag of flour, and by the end of the day, it ends up with everything in that case. And sometimes you're just like, how did that even happen? Like, you come to, it's like you just get in the zone, and then you're like, oh my gosh, where did all this stuff come from?
So when did you open? What was the opening date?
I think we opened August 5th, maybe. So I think we're
really, so
or maybe the 3rd.
So it's relatively just a couple of weeks in now.
Yep. So we're working out the kinks, and everybody's been so gracious and so patient with us, and really made us feel so welcome in Hattiesburg.
Now, what were you guys doing before this?
I have been a writer for the last 20 years, and here's one of my books. And then my husband was working at Milwaukee, but prior to that, we met. He was my head baker at my first bakery in Oxford, Loblolly, and I sold the bakery and married my head baker. That was 27 years
There's
ago.
a book in that, right? It's a story right there.
It's a story. I don't know if
It's a story. Or if it's maybe not for the public. Yeah. So how many employees do you have now?
Oh, I think we're about at 20.
And
21.
You open at what time?
We open at 7 and we're open until 6 o'clock in the evenings.
Really?
And we really bulking up the staff right now, and we've found some great new hires that are going to be excellent additions to the team. And baking is it's a full-on sensory thing. It's not like here's a piece of paper and here's a croissant dough recipe. It's what's the barometric pressure? How hot is it? How humid is it? What time of day is it? How long is the dough going to rest before you come to it the next day? So there are a lot of factors, and so everybo's picked up on it really well, and so it's just going to be a matter of time, and we'll increase, and hopefully we'll be able to meet everybody's baked good needs.
Yeah.
And we'll be doing king cake season, and of course, Thanksgiving is like baker's paradise because Christmas is like a marathon, long season.
Yeah.
But Thanksgiving's great because it's just like a week. Everybody's in a great mood. Everybody needs to eat a bunch of stuff, and everybody needs bread for turkey sandwiches.
Yeah, that's true. So I find that you go talking about the temperature and the humidity. So we do cookies and cheese shows, but there's different days. You have the length of the product is different. It's really strange. I don't think people believe that, but it does happen. And you can't control some of it. It's just, the way it is, you just have to adapt.
Right. It's like I always tell bakers. It's like, the dough can smell fear. So you're not, the dough is not the boss of you. You're the boss of the dough.
Yeah.
So
a lot of it is probably picking up, like watching your husband get in the groove of what he's doing, and kind of, but it's more of a, like you say, a sensory thing. You feel things and you see them, and you can't really look at a book and do all of it.
I went to school in France for baking, and we weren't ever allowed to set timers because it's like you should know what's in the bread. You should know what it is. You should be able to smell it. You should, it should be an innate sense for you. And I feel like everybody on the team is starting to build those senses up. So it's great.
I need them because we don't have that innate sense. We would not be in business without the times, but I think we're more industrialized. Tell us, so artisanal, I don't know if everybody knows what artisanal is, so tell us your definition, what that means.
We do a lot of really traditional European style breads, a lot of German breads. We do a challah on Fridays, and also a New York rye on Fridays. And then we do a lot of special shaped things, particularly around the holidays. We'll be making the pita blé, which it's a sheaf of wheat, but it's wheat rolls that come off of a single stem, so it looks like a big sheaf of wheat. We make fougasse, which is a big clover-shaped roll, loaf. And then we do ciabatta, which means Italian. It means slipper in Italian. So a lot of these breads, things that you don't really think about, like brioche is named after the patron saint of pastry chefs. And so we try to have a little bit of history in everything that we do. Donald was awarded the Guardian of Tradition Award as a Feedways Alliance, and he really does, some stuff it's traditional because it's good. And it's so funny because when we started our first bakery back in 95 up in Oxford, people didn't even know what a ciabatta was.
Yeah.
But now you can get, it's a bad ciabatta, but you can get a sandwich at Sonic on a ciabatta.
Right,
And so it's great that our guests have really become so much more educated, so much more knowledgeable. Everybody when they were shut in, everybody started making sourdough. And like your wife said,
everybody.
You don't know how hard it is, and you tried to do it.
I cleaned up the remnants, the dough was left behind. She tried. It's tough. It's hard to do. It's not easy.
And just to have that consistency is the main thing that we can provide everybody.
Yeah. Well, when people know about ciabatta and different things, it makes selling for you easier. They've seen it, they recognize it. So instead of going, what is that? So they're familiar with it. Then they get a better product from you that's fresh, and maybe a different take on it.
It's like coffee. Once you start drinking, good coffee, it's not like you're going to go back to Sanka.
I was going to say Sanka.
That's how old we get.
We may get sued. It was a fact. I guess it was good for, if you needed it. You couldn't brew it. Yeah, thank you. That's crazy. So tell me, you mentioned your hours a minute ago, like your personal hours, not the business hours. Like you're going home right now to go to bed. been up since 11. So go into that one and tell us.
Yeah, we have a kind of a weird lifestyle as bakers. We're generally here between 11 and midnight every night, and then we'll bake straight through until generally put out product for today until right about 10, and then Donald will mix his doughs that are going to be going to the refrigerator and retard overnight and ferment. And so we're basically on like 11 to 11 midnight to noonish type of schedule, and then just fall over.
Yeah. So most people wouldn't think about that or realize what your time schedule is.
It's really
You can't come in at 5 and start getting everything ready. It's not like
we're not making.
Yeah.
I'm not opening a package.
biscuits.
Chicken
Or,
mix.
you're not coming in. You got an hour. You can get it
Right. So and again, I just can't tell you how great all the whole crew that has been here has just really stepped up. And people that are totally inexperienced and people that have some experience, but everybody's really jumped right in, and I feel like everybody's just trying so hard.
Yeah. Well, they seem like really nice. They're friendly and smiling, and they're not like they won't come through to go to the bathroom. They come with respect. You see them respectful people.
I feel like the Johnny Jack ain't never respect you.
We did it here because it was so busy and noisy out there. We wanted to make sure everybody could hear us, so we cut the music down so we could get the volume up on the interview. So, any setbacks that you had getting this thing going? Was there any kind of crazy stories?
There are tons of crazy stories, but one of the things Robert and I really didn't fully, I guess, think about was that this building used to be a credit union and a bank.
Yeah.
So we had a big vault, but also all of our walls are over 10-inch thick solid concrete. So every wire, every pipe, every drain, everything had to be drilled through, tons and tons and tons of concrete. So that was crazy. And just, if I hear the word supply chain one more time, it's and just the simplest things that you would think would
For
be
the construction or the remodel.
for everything, and even ingredients, or paper goods.
Yeah.
There's this one particular muffin cup that I just love, this one muffin cup.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's going to be a 3-week lead time. I'm like, no!
It's a muffin cup. You can't keep any in stock. It's not like it's some yeast or a dough.
So it's,
Keep forgetting over there.
so, it's just been like every other business is going, as far as that kind of thing goes. Even the construction guys and the folks who helped us move all the equipment in have all gotten to be good friends of ours. And when we moved down here, we didn't know anybody really except for Bob. My great-grandfather was in the Senate from Hattiesburg. And
what was his name?
Robert Hall and I'm Martha. And it's funny because when we moved down, my mother's like, oh, we've got tons of family in Hattiesburg. I was like, you do? And she's like, oh yeah, they're all in the cemetery. But you've got tons of family down in Hattiesburg.
You can visit me anytime. Yeah, that's crazy. So, all right, looking back here. So you got a rack oven there?
We've got a rack oven that we can hold 30 full-size sheet pans in. And then we've got a 4-deck. Both of those are steam-injected ovens. And then we've got our dough sheeter and a dough divider. This is our slicer that we're going to be using for Texas toast, but we're waiting on a part.
Yeah.
And then we have another dough slicer out there, and we have a 120-quart mixer.
Yeah.
120-liter mixer, and then a 60-quart mixer over here, and then a 30-quart mixer across the hallway, and a 20-quart mixer across the hallway. So,
so what's that right there behind the slicer?
it's a dough divider, and what you'll do is you put a big slab of dough in there, and you push that handle in, and the little gear on the side rotates it, and it fills it with the individual little portions. And then Parker House balloons and all those things. And during Thanksgiving, that thing will be getting a workout.
Yeah. You're making your own rolls. They find the frozen like people do.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll be building up the freezer, and we'll have some things people can take and make. Like leave out on the counter overnight before you go to bed, and the next morning you just pop it in the oven kind of thing.
So rise and then bake. Yeah.
So it's slowly getting there, but again, it's just I think it's important for us to let's really execute what we're doing right now, and build on that. I think that we're starting to have so many regulars. It's like if somebody be like, I was like, where were you yesterday? So that's nice.
That's good. That's very good.
And
So, you guys said
and little kids on Saturday, it must have been like Grandparents' Day or something. I don't know, but it was like so many grandparents and their grandkids.
Yeah.
So that's really fun. The kids seem to be obsessed with the big orange couches out front.
Really?
They're like, they're on and off, they're on and off. So
you never
it's
know
really
what it
fun.
gets like. You can figure it
And
out.
that and the pink milk seems to be the number one.
Yeah.
They bet they like.
Yeah. So this is nice that you got the glass. I think really good where people can see what's going on, or they can see what kind of like in the donut shops and things like that, where they can see.
And we've got a little window in the pastry kitchen, and that's fun. The little kids love to watch Tatum and Brittany when they're icing cupcakes
really?
and things
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
They're just like, their faces just planted up against the window. So
I know you said you're in Yazoo City, so in Vicksburg there was a restaurant, the Glass Kitchen, it was downtown, and they had glass, and then you could see the cooking. It said the logo or the slogan was "Cooked inside, it must be right."
oh, that's great! That's great. We need to bring
Put
that
that up
there.
there, yes.
Yeah, Robert will 1000% do
Yeah,
it.
that's a good. It was. I don't know if you ever saw it. It was down there by the George Hill.
That's great.
Awesome family. So, and I don't know how it's been gone for this level.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
We'll definitely put that on the wall.
Yeah. It's good if people can see it, see what you do, kind of get an idea of your time, your timing, and your day. You know, you start when everybody else is maybe had gone to bed and you're sleeping, and you're getting up, you're going to bake bread. So it's
But
it's a whole different lifestyle.
also, there's some pluses about the night shift because you can kind of cut out a lot of riffraff because it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'll be asleep.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Oh,
Exactly.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'll be napping.
Right. Yeah. That's true. It could add years to your life. So. Even though you don't let them look like it first.
Yeah, that's true.
It could be a good thing, a good help. So all the stuff, all the decorations, like the bowls, those are like mixing bowls and bread bowls, and what that you've collected over time.
Robert collected all of these, and the majority of them are from Hungary, and he got them from a guy that's printed us down in Loblolly, Alabama,
really?
of all spots.
Really,
But they're really beautiful.
they are. They're pretty neat.
Well, so like maybe we should put baked Moses and floating down the river.
Yeah. They're very unique. It kind of adds to it. It's nice in here. I didn't know what to expect after these all. So and I didn't realize. I know this building, but I didn't know that's what you were.
And when we first were moving to Hattiesburg, we looked at a spot that was right down the road where the bread's making.
Yeah.
And Tom and I were thinking, it'll be just a mom and pop shop, but Robert, things tend to escalate. And
Yeah.
so it's like, somehow it's grown into this, but I'm so happy it has because I think it'll hopefully be like a community institution.
Yeah, you don't have to add on. You've got all the space you need to grow into. Oh, maybe not. For right now, it's good. So you don't have to worry about that.
Right.
If you go into a smaller spot,
And,
it's probably good add on.
and one of the great things, since it used to be paid, is that we've got a pickup window.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
So are you doing that now?
And we're slowly increasing that. We've got a big order board that's, of course, back ordered.
Yeah.
We've got a back ordered order board.
So they'll be able to drive through, make the order,
Yeah.
or call it
ahead.
in.
And we've already been doing a lot of things like for teacher appreciation videos and that kind of trail. And so that's been fun to see like how we're kind of working into people's lives.
Yeah. Well, we wish you the best of luck. It's really been fun coming in. It smells good. This shows that's the way the cookie crumbles, but we're going to say that we hope the dough rolls well for you, that you fill that safe up, the dough.
Thanks.
And
Thanks.
good luck to you and your husband.
Well, I can 100% tell you that our croissants do leave crumbs.
There you go. Well, good to hear. And they probably eat the crumbs. So they get that good.
Yep.
That's the number one item. I'm sure they do.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for stopping in.
My pleasure. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you all. Bye.
Okay.